Man. Another day, another dollar makes you want to scream and holler. But what's the point anyway, right? Anyway, my name is Taylor Jones, and for those that watched my recent video, What is a Woman? I would like to say first and foremost, thank you for watching, listening to what a woman is to me. And to think that as a man, I feel like women should be important. Like we gotta give them credit where credit is due. But with all that being said, this is gonna be different. It's not gonna be a rant. It's not a rap song. It's not any song, period. It's gonna be like somewhat of a poem entitled The Life of James. No, not James, but Jamal. The Life of Jamal. Who is Jamal? Where did he go from here? Jamal, 25 years old, struggling to see the real world for what it is, afraid to accept the facts that he is not a normal individual, not your average everyday type of guy. He's been through a lot of pain, a lot of suffering. His mom and dad, they divorced. His sister, Denise, she was trying to be as real and serious. She's kind of like more mature than he was. But throughout his life, whenever his sister Denise is gone out of sight with her friends, doing the weekend thing, hang out with friends, just chill, take it slow. He's always fuss and fight, cuss, always trying to give some self-advice, but it didn't work out. He's antisocial. He's too afraid to accept the truth. It's like he can't stand being called a hardhead. He can't stand being told what's right and what's wrong because he thinks he's old enough, but he has failed to realize that he is not focusing on what people say. So one day, after being humiliated by his sister Denise and being righteous, trying to give some good advice, he was like, screw this. So he walked out, slammed the door behind him, and started talking mad hate. He had animosity. He had beef with his sister Denise. She's trying to stay positive, but he wants to be overly dramatic to the point that he feels like he doesn't belong. So he got into his 1984 Chevrolet Caprice, a box Chevy, as Rick Ross would call it. Drives off, especially on a Saturday night. Argue with himself, even say a couple lines from movies. For instance, Friday, especially when Craig got mad at Smokey. That's your problem. That's your problem, Jamal. Ain't nobody playing but you. You come up in the neighborhood all day playing. Well, he's not playing. You think he's playing about his money? You drag me into this? He knows where my mama stay and your mama stay. They say he had a gun when you see him, right? When ain't one person in the hood that play like that. How did Jamal respond? Dang it. And almost every day when things go wrong, he calls every single situation, every day, the day of eternal damnation. In other words, hell. Why? Why hell? Because he's always had a mind that's so dark that he just don't want to pay attention and don't even know when to stop. Don't even know when to grow up. So Jamal drove for 30 minutes. All of a sudden, despite he was driving the speed limits, the police had the nerve to pull him over. For what? He didn't speed. But racial profiling, this he couldn't take. And let's just say that after he was asked to show his license and registration, he said calmly, he answered the questions calmly, looked the police officer straight in the eyes until they asked him to get out the car. He got out the car slowly, hands in the air, car in park, placed his hands on the hood of the car, had to spread his legs, spread them. He was searched to see if he had any weapons or contrabands on him. And it turns out it was kind of like the same feeling that Cuba Gooding had when he played Trey on Boys in the Hood. When one police officer had the audacity to grab him, turn him around first, then grab him, and pull a gun on him. Well. I never thought I'd see a day a black man like you looking so brave, so confident when you know he's just yellow on the inside. You know, men like y'all ain't nothing but a worthless piece of garbage. Y'all nothing but a waste of time. But Jamal, he kept it. He kept his mouth shut. He did not sass the police officer. And he realized that his sister Denise was right. It would all be perfect if he just listened to his sister. Listen to somebody, period. But in that case, the cop that pulled a gun on him, he was kind of like the older version of Jamal. Ruthless, careless, dark. But instead, in the cop's heart, he knew he was wrong. So he decided to put his gun away and tell Jamal, you know, it's just business, right? Jamal said nothing at all. He just nodded his head in agreement, and they let him go. Drive on. But after getting in the box Chevy, the Chevrolet Caprice 84, he drove off, continued his drive, knowing that he went to a territory known as the Hood. Everybody claims that he's a dope dealer just because of what car he drives. But little did everybody know he's not a dope dealer. He's just a weakling inside his own body. But he's trying to stay calm. And he even tried to let the past get away. And then all of a sudden, a girl named Stacy stepped in front of the car, as in she was standing right by the stop sign where he was about to stop. Walked to his car, he rolled his window down and said, um, yes, can I help you? Before something went down, he knew that first he had to deal with his anger, his attitude, as in he needs to get his life together after arguing with himself. Two, the cop that was like racially profiling him, trying to be the macho man that he was. And I'm not talking village people, macho man. I'm talking about tough. Like, I got a gun. What you gonna do? No. But now Stacy, a hood type girl, pulled out a Magnum 44 revolver. Wait, no, not 44, a Magnum 357, and said, get out the car. He got out the car again. She got in, took the car, drove off. And then a lot of gangbangers appeared out of nowhere doing this. Yo, look at this fool right here. Yeah, man. Wait, who wants to get the first hit? But unfortunately, one gang member was like, no, he's not worth our time. And all the other gang members like, what the heck you talking about? Because the gangbanger that said that Jamal was not worth their time, he saw exactly what was going on. Because the gang member, he actually was like Jamal, but instead, he was not impatient. He was ashamed. He was guilty for everything. And the gang member, as I'm speaking, he's the type of guy that could not stand all of his sins. So instead of getting jumped, Jamal was comforted. Don't worry. Your car will come back. And Jamal asked, how do you know? Because people, they always get caught. They get caught up. Then they have a sudden change of heart. So the girl Stacy that took Jamal's Chevrolet Caprice 84, she committed a murder. Matter of fact, not a single homicide, not a double, but a triple homicide. And yet, in the end, one of the gang members found Stacy, shot her in the leg, took that box Chevy, the 84 Chevrolet Caprice, and returned it back to the rightful owner, who was Jamal. Always mad about life, always dark. And the guy that returned the car said, Stacy will never bother you ever again. So after being comforted by a gang member who was kind of like Jamal, they feel like Jamal should probably learn a thing or two about life. Because he did learn a thing or two about life. So after Jamal got back in his car, he continued to drive off until the 45th minute. Now, the 45th minute, his car was nearly on E. So he went to the gas station where there was a gas station right by the end of the street, Burton Avenue. And when he went to the gas station called E to F, and the gas price was $2.05. 2.05. He went to pump his car. All of a sudden, one of the one of the individuals that worked in the gas station snuck up from behind, hit him with a baseball bat, and claimed, well, it was a she. She claimed that it was one of her bullies from high school. You jerk! What are you doing here? Beating the heck out of Jamal until the another girl came out to say, "Brittany, stop!" So so the so the girl that told Brittany to stop beating Jamal with a baseball bat, she got down, turned him around. Oh, I just wanted to buy some gas. And Brittany knew it was it was Jamal the whole time. She failed to realize because Jamal was the same guy that helped her, Brittany, and the other girls to work at E to F gas station. Oh, I'm so sorry, Brittany said. I thought you were somebody else. But instead, they paid for his gas. I mean, from having a dark attitude, dark way of life, to being racially profiled, to getting carjacked, to being comforted by a gang member, to getting beat up for a retaliation gone wrong, to getting gas by the employees. So after his car was put on F, Bethany gave him, cleaned him up, and nourished his wounds, while the other girl escorted him to his car. Jamal continued to drive off. He'd been driving for now, let's say he drove for an hour. Out of his house. Unfortunately, when he stopped one last time, he was like, you know what? Man, all this traveling, this anger has got me hungry. His frustrations got the best of him, but all of a sudden he decided, like, I gotta get my life together. First off, I gotta tell Denise I'm sorry, and she was right. I shouldn't take my life for granted. So he got himself a bite to eat. His Saturday night special. He got David's David's I'm trying to think of something. Oh, yeah, I go. David's Chicken Shack, where it's none but fried chicken, toast, and fries. But desserts, well, the Slurpees. uh, the blue raspberry Slurpee. So he ate at the parking lot. And after he ate David's Chicken Shack, he drove back home, feeling confident that he didn't end up killed or locked up. He started discovering a final message throughout the day. And what was the message? People can manipulate you. People can get on your nerves. But at the same time, you too can be your own enemy. But when you deal with harsh reality, hard times, where do you go from here? He survived and passed the test of life, knowing to see the light, you got to get through the darkness. You got to let go of the past and move forward to the future. Because the future is for Jamal to stay alive like the Bee Gees. Because throughout his life, he failed to realize, as the Far Side once said, you can't keep running away. Can't keep running away. So when he got home, Denise was disappointed why he would leave. But when he told the story about what happened to him while he was out, she was shocked. She was shocked to hear that he was carjacked, racially profiled, beaten to a pulp, surrounded by gang members. But at the same time, the main reason why he came back is to apologize and set his life to the right track. Like, get his act together. Because if you don't get your act together, moral to the story, if you don't get your act together, you're going to end up dead, locked up, homeless, or just alone. Nobody can take you seriously anymore because you can't take yourself seriously. So before Jamal had to close his eyes and rest, he wanted to thank God for allowing him to survive. And he also repented for his sins and prayed for better days to come. He also asked that if he had time to send his mother and father back to his life, keep him company and Denise as well. Because nowadays, the world is a complete damnation, eternal darkness, negative things, starting with you, followed by your family and friends. If you don't see eye to eye, beef starts. All that shenanigans has got to rest. Because if it doesn't rest, if you're not going to put an end to it, you're going to make yourself look bad. Jamal had his way, but realized it didn't work. Being dark is not going to lead him to a better future ahead. And I'm starting to think that every word I said in this so-called poem can be based on everybody today, including myself, because I too need to get my life together, get my act together. Be less weary, be less lazy. I'm like, take care of your business before you walk out. Don't diss, don't cuss, don't fuss, don't fight, don't do anything that will make you, how do I say this? A complete jerk. Because I'd rather be like Jamal. To see the light, you have to get through the darkness. And that's the way it works. That's the way of the world. But anyway, if you like the story of Jamal, feel free to like, comment, share if you haven't already, and subscribe to my YouTube channel, and there will be more in stores. So until then, this is yours truly, Taylor Jones, signing out.